All right. So we'll get started. I wanted to say welcome, everyone. So thank you for being here. I'm Maylis de Lacoste. I'm the founder of Doctoloop. And I want to start by saying I know your time is limited and you probably have patient to see or you carved out your lunch break to be here. So I'm going to make every minute count. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how independent physicians are building real visibility, not with a pure urgency, not with paid ad, but with a system that compound over time. By the end of this webinar, I hope you'll understand why most practices stay invisible, even good ones, and what it actually takes to change that. So let's get started. Maybe before doing that, if you want to put on the chat, which is great for networking also, who you are, if you're a doctor or a health professional, what do you do exactly? What's the name of your practice and your area? And if you feel like also mentioning what is the most challenging thing for you to promote your practice, that will be great for me to know. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get started. So what we're covering today. Here, what we're going to cover, three things. Number one, what actually drives patient trust? And I'll tell you upfront, it's not what most doctors think. Second, the four-channel authority system we use at Doctoloop. Each channel does a specific job. Together, they build something that keeps working without you constantly feeling it. And third, what this looks like in practice. Real example, real physician. We'll go over one case study. I also want to leave time at the end for question, of course, so hold on anything that comes up. We'll get into it. Slide 3. Patient trust doctor they recognize. Let me start with a problem that most physicians don't realize they have. Patients today do not call a doctor because they got a referral from a PCP. That still happens, of course, but it's no longer the primary path. Patients, they Google you first. They look at your website, they check your reviews on Google My Business, but also on ZocDoc, Healthgrade, we can name them, right? They read what comes up, and if nothing comes up, or if what comes up doesn't build trust, then move on to the next. There are three ways practices lose patients before they even book it. The first one is social media. I want to start by saying this one is probably the least important to me because personally, I did not see over my 25 years of experience in marketing that social media was really converting with such a deep product design. What I mean is being a doctor and selling your knowledge, it's not the same thing that selling an item on Amazon. We'll go back on that. So you're not selling an item on Amazon, it takes more time to drive purchase. So you post something occasionally, no strategy, no consistency, sorry, and of course it generates likes from colleagues, friends, family, but zero patient, right? So social media is more for visibility, let's say. The second is no search presence. If someone search concierge MD Upper West Side, New York City, and your name does not appear, a competitor get that call. Not because they're better, it's because they are findable. I want to have a little side note here. You know, when you type on Google your name or your name practice, very often there is also the map that comes up. So keep in mind, you'll need to at least have between 50 and 100 reviews on your Google My Business profile if you want to appear on this map. All right. And the third is no positioning. This one is more subtle, but it's the most damaging. Patients cannot choose you if they cannot articulate what makes you different. Credentials are great, but alone they don't do it. Board certified physician is not a differentiator. It's just great things to have, of course, but you need to know and to explain where you are the best at. Here's the line. I want you to remember visibility without credibility doesn't convert, and credibility without visibility does not exist. So you need to be visible on social media and on Google, but you need to be credible about what you are saying. So you need both, and those have to work together. The shift, the old model versus what actually works now. Let's talk about how most independent physicians approach marketing and why it does not compound. The old model looked like you hire someone to manage your social media, and then you hire someone else to manage your website, and maybe a PR contact to help you for occasional placement. And in between, all right, word of mouth. Each piece exists in isolation. Your social media person doesn't talk to your web developer. Your web presence does not connect to your referral network. Nothing fits anything else. What works now is integration. Content you own. Articles that rank on Google for 12 to 24 months. Articles need to be long-form specific, written in your voice. Then you need a structural peer referral system. Deliberate outreach to practitioner who already sees the patient you want. A private physician community also is very important because a recommendation from a colleague carries more weight than any ad you could run. And all of it connected. Each piece fits the next. You can see what's working, you adjust, and you build on. And then I'm sure someone is wondering, what about social media? Post when you have something to say, especially if you're very good at something. If you want to launch a specific campaign around a topic, it's Women Month. And so you want to talk about women. So post on social media, but not because you want to chase the algorithm. The algorithm is really demanding. It's taking all your attention and they want you to post like every day. You are not an hamster. You are not an influencer. You are not selling a product on Amazon. And I want to say that because as a marketing expert, I, of course, really try to chase the algorithm and it leads to exhaustion. And sometimes, of course, you can build up your huge, follower base, but are they really warm lead? Those people are maybe in a different country. So just be mindful. It's great for visibility because people want to check who you are, but don't spend too much time on it. 10,000 followers, what I was saying, really means nothing if none of them are referring patient to you. So social media is visibility. It is how you look, how you sound. It is what a potential patient or colleague see before they even book a call. That parts matter. The follower count does not. And if you want to reach on social, maybe partner with someone who has a big audience. You bring the credibility and they bring the distribution. So again, authority is built, not assembled from disconnected vendors. I like this slide because it really explains to you how those channels work together. This is the 4 pillars for medical authority. SEO and content, number 1. Then webinar and educational event, number 2. Number 3, direct outreach and referral building. And number 4, peer-to-peer community. Each one does something different. Each one fits the others. And none of them require you to be on social media every day. Let me walk you through each one. Pillar 1, SEO and organic content. Your best patients are Googling right now. 68% of patients research online before booking. This is a real stat. I did not make that up. And here, what they're searching for. Not your name. Of course, they search your name when they hear about you. And when they search your name, then they're going to look at your reviews. They're going to look at your credential. They're also searching condition, symptoms, like functional medicine, Dr. Brooklyn, or concierge pediatrician, Manhattan, or POTS specialist, New York. And if you're not appearing for those searches, especially on the first and the second page, then you do not exist for them. What ranks on Google is long-form, specific, well-structured content written in your voice, not a blog post of 300 words, not a social media caption on a Reels. It's a real article. It's something around 1,000, 1,500 words that answers a question a patient is actually asking. And when I say SEO optimized, I don't know if you heard about what is SEO. It's search engine optimization. This is really the keywords that Google take and then look into your article and help Google to rank if you have authority. This is also the keyword that patient Google, and this is how your article rank based on those SEO. Do not forget also on those keywords to add your name, to add your location, because then that helps Google to tell them that this patient based in New York is also looking for a doctor in New York, right? So you don't want to stuff keywords into paragraph. Google's guideline reward content that demonstrates expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. They are exactly what works for physician. You have the experience, you have the expertise, and you build your authority based on what you know. And this is a great advantage for you. So do not hesitate. Spend time to writing what you know. As a doctor, you've been spending years of learning, but also you are teaching to your patients. Some of them are teaching in a medical school or in a university. So definitely take this advantage and start writing your own content because you have the credential and you have the clinical experience. You just need content that reflects it properly. The right structure, the right headers, the right semantic signals so Google understands what the page is about and who wrote it. One article done right delivers passive visibility for 12 to 24 months. So hear me on this. When you write an article, you're going to start seeing momentum after a few months. So be patient. But once it's out there, it's out there. No one can take that down. So I also recommend that you plug on your website Google Analytics and Google Search Console. That will help you to see what's the traffic and how many people are looking at you, at what you're writing. And one thing is also important to mention is as Doctoloop, we also do that for you. So you don't have to write it. We know you. We spend time with you over the phone or over a meeting, and we know exactly what will be the best content based on the trend, based on what's out there. And so you just have to answer a few questions and we run it to you. So content is the only marketing asset that works while you sleep. Okay, next pillar, webinar, and educational event. I like this one, teach one, position forever. I want to make a point about webinars, and I'm going to use it as an example right now. You are watching me right now. I did not send you a bio. I did not hand you a credential list, but in the last 15 minutes, you formed an opinion about whether you trust what I'm saying. And that's what a webinar does. Hosting a webinar position you at a level that no profile page on like ZocDoc or others can replicate. You are not a name in a directory. You are a physician who taught people something useful. And the conversion numbers are real. Patients who attend a webinar convert at 3 to 5 times the rate of someone who finds you cold on Google, because the trust gap is closed before they even contact you. But the value doesn't stop after the live event. And this is really the beauty of the webinar. One webinar becomes clips. I am recording it right now, and I'm going to be able to take the transcript, to put caption, and to have 45-minute video with what I'm saying. It becomes, a long form article. It becomes 6 months of social content. It becomes an email sequence you send to every new lead. This is why at Doctoloop, physician profiles are built to hold all of it. Your bio, your credential, your pricing, your article, your webinar in one place. I invite you, let me show you how it looks. I invite you, so that's one of the profile of a doctor, and I invite you to explore that more after today. But the idea is straightforward. When someone lands on your profile like this, you will look at, of course, your name, where you're located, your bio, any professional information, pricing for doctors that are independent, your review, and also all the article and the webinar. They might also want to look at the replay to see how you're doing in the webinar. So again, you teach once and you position forever. Next one, pillar 3. Pillar 3 is direct outreach. The referral network doesn't build itself. So you want to know who to reach, right? So have you ever asked yourself the question, who are your best peers to refer you? And this is something that you really have to think about, because you really want to target those people, right? The referral network doesn't build itself. Most physicians wait. They do a great work. They assume word will spread. Sometimes it does, but it's slow. And if it's not, and that's not in your control. The doctors who are constantly winning new patients, from my experience, are reaching out. They deliberately and strategically contact their peers or go to networking events. So ask yourself, who is the right person to refer you? Is that a complementary practitioner, a primary care physician, an aligned specialist, people who are already seeing the patient you want to attract? Here is how we approach it at Doctoloop. We sit with you first. We identify the topic you should own, the condition you treat, the patient profile you want more of, the question your ideal referral source is already asking. And we built a webinar, we built article around that. And then we use both to open the door to the conversation, to the webinar. Because now you are not cold anymore. You are the physician who published something specific and hosted an event worth attending. We identify the practitioner most likely to refer into that exact space. will reach out on your behalf, not a mass blast, a message with something real to say. The content becomes an introduction. The webinar becomes the room where the referral relationship starts. One warm referral relationship generates a patient pipeline that no paid ad can replicate. So when a PCP refers a patient to you, the patient shows up already trusting you. You review everything before it goes out, and we handle the rest. The relationship starts forming from day one. The next pillar I want to go over is the peer-to-peer community. Your peers are your most powerful distribution channel. I don't know if you know, but on average, 50% of a doctor business come from referral. So this is a very important channel to nurture. And so this one is really the last. The last channel is really the most underestimated one. Your peers are your most powerful distribution channel, not your patient, your peers. But first, let's acknowledge where we are. We are drowning in content, AI-generated article, automated email, messages that sound human, but they're not. We don't even answer a WhatsApp anymore because we don't know what's real and what's not, and nobody does. So this is why at Doctoloop we created those private communities, because we are a big believer in human communities. So we don't know where AI is taking us, but one thing is certain is it will never be human. And that is exactly where this matters. Inside a closed, vetted physician network, trust travels fast because the people in the room are real. A colleague says, I've been working with this OBGYN and my patients love her. That recommendation is worth more than anything you could put in an ad or on a social media post. Because it came from a person you know, a person you've sat in a room with, a person with a face and a practice and a reputation they care about. We belong to communities. That doesn't change. It becomes more valuable today the noisier the words get. What it unlocks is real, cross referrals. Share knowledge on what's working in practice management, in marketing, in retention, and something harder to quantify, but equally important, being a recognized voice among peers who actually matter to your growth. The Doctoloop private network is built exactly for this. Vetted, independent physician only, not a forum, not a Facebook group, a curated network built on shared standard and the kind of trust that AI will never be able to manufacture. So here the system is in action, before and after. Let me watch my time, we're good. So before, you had no search presence for specialty, city, keywords. You had random social posts with no compounding value. You have a very limited referral network, an invisible online presence, and no clear positioning differentiating who you really are. After, you work on SEO optimized article that rank on Google and generate patient inquiry. You have webinar replay on YouTube where it's very well SEO optimized. So when someone will type your name, then they will see right away your face on YouTube replay and you will come up on the first page. You have also active peer referrals relationship that know you've been seeing you, attended your webinar, exchange email with you. You will be the first on their mind when they meet a patient for you. So everything belongs in one single system. All right. So I wanted to show you a doctor that I work with and explain to you what we've done. All right. Dr. Flynn is a pediatric cardiologist in New York City, Upper East Side. He was at Cornell and he's a lovely doctor. And I want to show you what it looks when it's running. So he's a pediatric cardiologist. He has a practice named Avalon Pediatric Cardiology that he started 2 years ago. And it's all about cardiology, POTS, syncope, young athlete cardiology. He's an excellent physician and he has zero marketing infrastructure when we started. And here what we built together. We created a complete Doctoloop profile. We also came up with the idea of we're gonna launch a campaign based on the sudden cardiac arrest for young athletes. And this is his mission because he has two sons that are young athletes and he's a cardiologist. So we came up with the idea of pushing a marketing campaign on this specific topic. We published 2 articles targeting sudden cardiac arrest. We did 1 webinar, the one that I show you, and there is a replay. And based on this webinar, we invited all of his network. We invited other cardiologists, pediatricians. We also invited, and when I say with Doctoloop team, we have a huge database of physicians and sports center and any kind of center, also school. So we targeted them and we invited them to the webinar. And the last webinar, usually my webinar pool, we all have around like 50 RSVP, and usually we have a good 30% attendance rate. This one had more. We had 40% attendance rate. And it turns out to be really great because a very famous sports center named 92Y joined the webinar and now are partnering with us to help the young athletes across 1,000 families. And that did not come from an ad. Everything was organic. It did not come from a cold call. It really came from visibility, marketing email. We did also sales outreach and then the replay. And in September, we will be doing a big conferences for them. So this is just an example. And this is what at Doctoloop we also can do for you. So the next one. All right. So this is about me very briefly. I created Doctoloop in January. So we are a startup and we are doing fantastically. We have already 50 doctors on board and we are expanding. So about me, I've been in so many industries. I've started in finance and then I moved to real estate. And I was the head of marketing for those companies, running many businesses, being really in charge of everything about marketing from PR, reputation, lead acquisition, you name it, social media. And my story is last October, my son got sick. He got diagnosed with PANDA, which is a post-autoimmune disorder after a threat infection, and it was also time for me to change. I wanted to change. I wanted to build something with a mission, and my journey was really, really, really difficult with my son care. And so I quit my job and I decided to create Doctoloop really a platform where doctor can connect with each other and with the only single same mission, which is to provide a better care for patient. And so this is me. And so I just want to go over this last slide to tell you, if you're interested, how we could work together. So Listed is free. So you can go on the website and create your profile, or you can email me. I will send you my email on the chat. And you can just have to provide your license. This is all the platform works. The other tiers, it's a tier at $99 a month. So you can be listed, but you also have social media campaign with me. We also write article every month for you. So it's the same. We'll pick a campaign. We'll create publication for you. And we also meet twice a month to go over the KPIs, the performance of this campaign, or we can help you. And the other tier is really like the full scope of it. It's an expansion tier. It's at $299 a month, and you get everything. You get the webinar slot, you get the warm introduction, you get the paid campaign management, and you get a dedicated account manager, and we can meet on a weekly basis if you would like. By the way, if today you sign up and you use Docto30, you will get 30% off. So that is the system. Now I want to hear from you. So I don't know if you would like to drop any question. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, if you want to sign up on those tiers, you just have to go on the website and just you can check out. And this is cancelable anytime. There is no contract, so it's on a monthly basis. So let's say if you want to do the 99 a month for social media, and then you want to do the webinar, you just, like upgrade to the webinar tiers. Usually the webinar, it's a 6 weeks campaign because it takes time to build the momentum. Okay. All right, Puerto Rico. We have a lot of people from Puerto Rico. Okay, New York City also. Okay, great. So let me look if we have any question. Do I see? Okay, so how long before I see result from SEO? So as I was saying, first ranking typically appears in 60 to 90 days, and full traffic have a compound effect after 6 months. What is the difference between Doctoloop and ZocDoc? So ZocDoc is a marketplace. I think they charge you per patient, right? On Doctoloop, it's totally curated. There is no charge to that. It's free to be listed. But if transaction online happen, if someone book a consultation via telehealth, they can also submit the payment upfront, and we only take 5%. And can I cancel anytime? Yes, you can cancel anytime. There is no contract. Okay, so anyone would like to ask anything? Okay, so thank you very much for your attention. I hope it really helps you. Do not hesitate to reach out to me on email. I will be sending the takeaways by email and also the replays. And again, if you would like to sign up today, you will get a promo code, which is, let me add it here, 230, and you get 30% off. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.